Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you today with a Veve OMI update video. We have other stuff to talk about as well. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If not, welcome back. I love y'all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, and subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that super thanks button down below. We'll do the crypto side first. We'll start off with the GrumpyCat. GrumpyCat has gone up 3.2% on the day. It's up to a $1.4 million market cap. It usually goes between 1.2 and 1.5. It's been kind of resting there, over 100,000 in volume. So it is something that we kind of like to see. And on Bojack, we have only about 35,000 in volume, but we are up about 22% on the day to over $500,000 market cap. We got super low with that, but we just had a big spaces with bag hauls with Pro the Doge. We just had a couple of really cool people on that spaces just talking about the future of the token. I think that was recorded, so you should be able to go see. I don't want to talk about too much of the alpha. Again, go to that space. It was pretty fun. And you might get a really cool person on the podcast, from that. Number 200 will be Jeremy Padower. He'll be coming out on the podcast, and we'll go over I guess we can go over his stuff in a second here. But before we get into OMI, and specifically Jeremy on OMI, we do have to, he does say, watching Charlie Munger eat an entire box of peanut brittle at the 2023 annual Berkshire Hathaway meeting will remain one of the highlights of my professional career. He does post about this in conjunction with him learning about Charlie Munger's passing today at 99 years old. So everyone comment F down below to pay respects to that business titan, Charlie Munger. Anyway, we have Uncle Jeremy going and posting about OMI, saying, summarizing my position over the years: legitimize the token, integrate the token, transact on major exchanges, don't underestimate how critical OMI is to the Veve ecosystem, and utility matters. What major milestones lie ahead, and how has OMI evolved in 2023? So he asked this question, and you had a lot of frustrated, you had a lot of misinformation on here as well, but you had to, we'll go with legitimate stuff, frustrated people. But then you have Azza going and saying, I can't wait till I can use my token to purchase NFTs. I think I'll finish the Golden Moment set. So a lot of people are waiting on that. Some people have several million. Some people have the amount of tokens that start with a different letter, and they're waiting to use that as well. So that'll be pretty cool. So a lot of the people that have been commenting is just saying like, hey, it's been a couple years, we're very frustrated, and you know what, fair. But David mentioned something about something expiring pretty soon, and I would imagine in the next couple months he'll be able to talk about it. Probably before the time they have to go to France. Where they are right now, I'm not sure. They're in some part of the world doing something pretty fun, and hopefully coming back with a couple more licenses. And I'll get to the licenses in a second. We have, like I said, Jeremy Padower. He'll be on the 200th podcast. That'll be really fun. I will obviously talk about Veve and OMI, but it's not going to solely revolve around that. You guys know what I talk about with my guests. Obviously, Veve and OMI will be brought up. I just don't want you to think it's going to be a 4-hour thing just on Veve and OMI. I don't think he can get away from his work for that long. So comment down below some things you want me to ask him. Anyway, speaking of the OMI, we're down about 0.9% today at 00060, and we have 569,000 in volume. Damn, that is not a lot of volume. And we go and we take a look at the chart again. It just looks like a penny stock. It does not look good. That being said, I do think in the next couple weeks that payday I was supposed to get later this week is probably not going to come for another couple of weeks. So I will keep you guys posted on that. I'm really hoping that OMI can stay this low or even go lower when that money comes in, and just being able to get to that 180 mark before the end of the year would be really cool. But anyway, let's get to Veve. Shout out to Veve DGen, says absolutely loving the Tokidoki on Veve Official, that he has the number 1, 2, 3 for a bunch of these Tokidokis, the golden one and the Dragon Lady over there, which I thought was really fun as well. On top of that, you have the Crypto XR event, which is this one fine? Yeah. This one will say, let me get the order number out of there. If you go and you get, I think it's the $81 or $87 one to this Crypto XR event, that's the VIP one. That's one that gets you into a couple of the parties. To my knowledge, Veve won't be having their own specific after party. They'll just kind of tag along at another party. It'd be similar to when Sylvester Stallone was filming Rocky Balboa, or Rocky 6 as some call it, And, he didn't just go to a hotel in Vegas and say, like, I'm going to fill this arena with X amount of people. He went and said, oh, hey, when you guys have an event, can you let me know? So this way I'll just tag along at the end of that event and we'll just film the movie there. And that's what they did. So again, Veve's not going to just go and have this crazy party in France. They're not 100% sure how much people are going to be. They will have a party. They're just going to go to be guests at another bigger party and just tag along there. So that's where we're all going to meet. And again, we'll do that multiple times. But they haven't said, hey, there's not going to be a specific Veve party. They just haven't mentioned it yet. So we'll see on that. Be advised, you can go and buy tickets and put it on your Apple wallet. But if you don't have Apple, if you have Android, you have to download something called Billy. And if it says, hey, nothing planned, just keep that email receipt that you get, and that should be fine for right now. So this news is several days old by now, but OMI did go and retweet Deloitte saying congrats to Veve and OMI co-founders David and Dan for winning the 2023 Deloitte Fast 50 with their Veve official platform. I think this is one of Foster's first official posts, as the now OMI community manager. So that's really, really cool that they let him keep his personal Twitter and he has the OMI Twitter. Again, pretty heckin' awesome. So Todd McFarlane is releasing a Todd McFarlane 1/8 scale statue, and he's doing that on McFarlane Digital Toys, which for people that like it is pretty cool. I think on a live stream that he did, he had a couple hundred people there, and people were talking about the physical and all that, which is really cool. Dreamer from the Twitter says McFarlane is releasing digital version of Blue Todd 100. Almost looks the same as Veve's Blue Todd. Now McFarlane have receipts on chain. Oh, they're talking about legitimacy of the Blue Todd because I think they're. I don't know why it's on chain. I think it's okay. It's an NFT, but this does beg the question: is this going to affect Todd's price over on Veve? No, I mean the overall bear market and the overall recession. Yes, that'll affect the price. It already has. Making a I don't know, like 30th Batman on the blockchain, 50th Batman on the blockchain, maybe like the 5th Todd on the blockchain. Sure, yeah, that's I think that's cool for people that like them and they want all different versions of them. Yeah, people are going to collect. That being said, DC has not had the greatest time recently. They've had to go in and have this merger with Candy. I think that Candy's just going to buy a DC NFT at some point. A lot of their stuff, even I think today's comic on the DC platform just was a grail comic for DC, and there are arguments made like, well, people don't really know because of the movies. Marvel's movies do a lot better than DC, so people know Marvel comics a bit better than DC, and in real life that's just not the case. The DC comics do go for more than the Marvel ones, at least the top of the top, the cream of the crop, the grails. It's just the platform. The platform is just, Veve's number one right now, will likely be number one for the next several years. Again, I've made that call. Veve's won the decade for a couple years now. And I'm not saying that other ones can't be successful. Clearly, they're still making money over there, at DC Comics. And I'm talking about like their NFTs. I'm not talking about like the physical stuff. So they are making money. As long as that revenue is keep being brought in, you can at least keep the lights on. You can at least keep chugging along. And when the bull market comes in, then yes, the trading fees can happen. More and more money comes in. So crypto is the same way. As long as they can go and keep pushing out product and they can keep getting that revenue and keeping the lights on, I do believe they can avoid what happened to Recur and they can go and, survive. We have Cardano Zach over on Twitter saying, if any Veve fan would like to list a reso for a clean 1,000 on the app, I'm online and will buy the first listed. But he never got that. It stayed at like 1.1, 1.2. So the team, the people are really cool. They won't let reso go below that. And speaking of communities, we happen to have three marshmallows. That's a SpongeBob reference. 3 gold and silver Veve logos that had sold the past couple days, which is really cool. They all sold for about 4,500. That's been like a fairly solid floor. That's they buy from there, more get listed on that point. I wouldn't sell mine for 4,500. I think that'd be a little silly for me to do that. Not the number 41, that I wouldn't do for even 45,000. But the other one that I have, I don't think it would sell for this price. That'd probably be a 5-figure thing for me. Also, speaking of the Veve app, I went and got level 53. Oh God, you guys didn't see that because I clicked away too fast. But level 53. Now, as you see, there's not a lot of gems in there. There's 19 gems in there. And why there's only 19 gems in there is because when I loaded up the other day, I loaded up for the Fleur Kittens thinking, oh, hey, you know what? This is cool. We're not going to get the Marvel Mighties for this most recent Marvel movie. And I guess I was half right. It doesn't look like we are, but we are getting a Marvel Mighty Thanos copter. Piloted by the Mad Titan himself, it's the Thanos copter, paying tribute to the 1979's Spidey Super Stories, number 39. This Marvel Mighty is a must copter. We don't have the numbers on these yet. It does come out Sunday, December 3rd at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's the 3rd. Today's Tuesday. We'll probably get it on Thursday or Friday. Those numbers to see how much they are. Likely $13. Although the Deadpool chimichanga truck was $40, and the Captain Carter was $30. And this is Thanos we're talking about. Now, this is not a first appearance Thanos, unfortunately, but you obviously see him there. He is there in that copter. Now, I don't have a Thanos with the glove, with the, a sword, but I'm gonna get this guy. This guy is so heckin' cool. He's a villain. I love that. Oh yeah, it's a lot of Thanos on there. I will have to go and spend even more money on this because it's heckin' awesome. Speaking of other stuff that they were doing, Spider-Man and the side-by-side with the Amazing Spider-Man side-by-side with Chance, this had gone on, and this had sold out this morning. Made about, 40,000, so shout out to Veve for that. And then over the next couple days, we have Uncanny X-Men number 63. Oh, first appearance of the Blob. This will probably do pretty good, but that's in about 36 hours from the filming of this, right? Meow. The presidential stamps on the 30th. Some of those do okay. And then you have the Christmas Carol starring Scrooge McDuck on the 1st. And they have New Zealand 1898 pictorials over on the 2nd. That's the 2nd, right? Yeah, it's the 2nd of December. And that also might do okay. They're $6, so, I usually like to get those because they're pretty cheap. Now, I don't have all of the stamps, but I have a couple of really good ones. My favorites, I don't know why this keeps getting so light. I always like to keep it dark. My favorite ones are the Lunar New Year ones. They are the ones with the years of the Chinese zodiac. I just love those because, I was born in the year of the horse. And, sorry, Dashy, I'm not a dog. And that's just something that I like. Also might be why I'm really attracted to Bojack. The project, not the horse. Oh, Dr. Prophet has gone and posted on Twitter saying, happy to announce that we have whitelisted all Veve users with at least 10 million OMI in their Veve wallet. #utility. Join us at Stacker, spelled STACKR.world. S as in Sierra, T as in Tango, A as in Alpha, C as in Charlie, K as in Kilo, R as in Romeo.world. And then you can go and he posts a funny GIF over there, which may not be suitable for children. But he's going and giving utility to that OMI. And then he also later posts about anyone that has a partner statue is gone and whitelisted as well. So giving utility to that collectible as well. And we have Azza going and saying, this is great. Leaderboards bring out the competitive side. And this seems like it's possible to give utility to the collectibles to the community. Also, the OMI in-app by gating communities and this building features and utility outside the official app. It's very interesting indeed. Azza continues to go on and say, I guess if you do it through Stacker, you could give users the ability to create chat rooms or threads that you can choose the requirement for entry, for example, a certain NFT, set, or amount of OMI in the app. I'm very happy to announce that I'm one of the top collectors for Marvel Mighties and the sub 100s. I have more sub 100 Marvel Mighties than anyone else. I'm very, very proud of that. And I will try to keep my title when Thanos comes out. Oh, and Dr. Prophet responded that we can do this in real time. The moment you buy, you are in. The moment you sell, you are out. Talking about those different chat rooms and stuff. Let me do some feedback. Veve Meister saying 10 million OMI is a bit steep in his opinion. I realize it's just for whitelisting for now, and you need to have them in the Veve wallet. But at what point do you think you'd consider someone an OMI homie? And Dr. Prophet says, well, 10 million is not forever. As the price goes up, 10 million is going to be kind of hard to get. Shout out to Charles Delgado that has reached level 72 over in the app. That is heckin' wild. I'm only in the low 50s. 72 is hot stuff. And this is why sometimes it pays to gamble. We have Dominic Hofling saying, tried it a few minutes ago, only one try, and he got the Big Bird secret rare number 49. He got a sub 50. Heckin' mad lad. Shout out to Comics and Crypto that posted It's Only Getting Started, posting a meme saying the NFT market has nearly doubled, going from 892 million last year to 1.6 billion today. Shout out to them, or us. Also, Veve is doing another sweepstakes, so you do enter to win. Create a scene in your showroom using AR on all 3 Sesame Street collectibles on Veve. Comment your submission using hashtag collectorsAtHeart. So 3 winners will be randomly selected on Friday, 1 December at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And again, this is, it doesn't have to be good. Like they'll be randomly selected. So you just have headshots like this. It doesn't have to be crazy. They're just randomly selected. You could submit poop and you might win. So I was in New York City for the Macy's Day Parade for Thanksgiving. We saw Grogu float, and my collectibles posted about Grogu saying, on this day 3 years ago, we found out that Baby Yoda's real name is Grogu. And then Aloha said, hey, Reverend Alex G, when Grogu on the app? And Alex G posts, I have the same question, as in he also wants Grogu on the app. He would be very, very popular, in my opinion. Okay, the Simpsons Matt Groening? I don't know how to pronounce his name. Matt G signature. No, not Matt Gondek. Somebody made that mistake yesterday. The signature disappeared. What happened to that? Oh my god, the FUD was real last night. I had like 124 people on here. Everyone was big mad. You could be rich from mining the salt that came from my chat yesterday. And I'm just over here trying to be like, okay guys, let's read the terms of use, let's read the terms of service and see what we can do and we can't do, and let's see what Veve can do and they can't do. Now, I had Dr. Stuff on, who's very level-headed, and was all like, hey, listen, if they took a signature away, that is not good. But then, a couple minutes into it, Alex G goes and posts, the texture mapping was covering the signature, apparently. The iOS has been updated, and the Android is in progress. So apologies for the confusion, and he does go and post about it, and the signature does appear on there. So he was good. So, yeah. I don't think, so be advised, if you read their terms of service, their terms of use, you go on and find out that people like me and you, we cannot edit or reconfigure those collectibles. And we cannot let a third party do that as well. However, they didn't mention Veve not being able to do that. They didn't mention the licensor requesting that. So if Veve really wanted to, which they do a lot, they go and they change our collectibles. Ritmo used to be static, and now he neighs. A couple of the early Batman, like they used to have first edition on it. For Riso, they kept the first edition just because it's like an error. Like we'll keep this for you for the people that really like it. For other people, it's like, oh, it says first edition. It's really not supposed to say anything. They don't even give that first appearance tag. They've done this with collectibles time and time again, and most of the time when they do for collectibles, they upgrade it and they add the value, which is really heckin' cool. That this would have been a time where they would have changed a collectible and it would have affected it negatively, like super negatively. Like people were nettled, super nettled. But again, it didn't happen. It was just a texture filing issue. But based on how people reacted to this, I don't think Veve would go and do this without telling us. And again, if the licensor said, hey, we need to change this for X, Y, and Z reason, I'm positive now that Veve would tell you guys. And this would be something for the community manager. Obviously not Foster Hill, he's the Oconee community manager. So whoever gets that job, no, it's not me. I don't know. It might not be me. It may or may not be. I don't know. People want me to get the job. I want the best for Veve. So whoever is going to be best for the company, that is who I would want. Me and Fam Bam. Cough. Anyway, Stephen Duarte goes and says, next level, here I come. He is at level 72. He's probably at level 73 right now as the making of this video. So shout out to him having almost 2 million points. Stephen D is just absolute mad lad. Oh, and shout out to Zepp Allen. I did not know that this was out there, but he paid $2,000 for a Todd, and it wasn't just any Todd. It was a Todd number 65. Oh, that is so sweet. That is so amazing. Shout out to Zepp Allen. I wish I knew that was out there. I would have tried to do something in order to make it go good. So today we had some performance issues affecting the web app. Veve said like, hey, the team's aware of this. Mobile apps it's currently working to solve that. Thank you for your patience. And not too far later, they went and said, oh, hey guys, we're done. We're good. We had this. It's fixed. So speaking of other stuff, Apple had an update the other day. Fudge, I did not mean to click that message. Oh my God, I hate it when people do that. Anyway, Apple had an update for Veve the other day. We still don't have one for Android. I'm not sure what that was about, or maybe this was it. Captain Veve says, breaking, you can now use the Veve official app now via Safari. What does this mean? So for Android users, we know that it takes maybe an extra minute. Instead of buying gems over on the app, on the phone, on the mobile phone, you can go to app.veve.me. You put it in desktop mode, and you can go on, oh, hey, cool. It's like a computer because it's desktop mode. You sign in, you buy the gems on there. You do not pay the Veve does not pay the 30% fee. You don't have any additional fees that you have to pay. $100 is 100 gems. It's perfect. But Apple people have not had that convenience. They have not had that comfort. Apple people used to either have to buy gems from the store, costing Veve that 30% that they have to give to Apple, because Apple's ludicrous, or they had to go to their computer, open it up on there. Apple is so crazy stupid with that. But anyway, now it works on Safari, and you no longer have to do that. So Apple people, rejoice at the feet of the children of Thanos. Again, sorry for the reference. Avengers, Infinity War. Apple people can rejoice that they no longer have to go to the computer, to go fully support the company. They could just go on Safari now. So very, very happy about that. Oh, also, Veve goes and posts the death of Kamala Khan, Ms. Marvel. Marvel's Amazing Spider-Man number 26 includes 5 cover rarities, including variants by Oliver Coipel, Pepe Larraz, and Gary Frank. Drops in blind box on Tuesday, December 5th at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's a very new comic. I don't think it's worth a ton, but the death of Ms. Marvel, which again, in Marvel, no one ever stays dead 100%. And I won't give any spoilers. Anywho, I just had to mention that before I get to Mr. MC1.eth for his breakdown on Veve app being available on Safari for Apple people. He says, this is huge. There is a Veve PWA for iPhone and it works great. I accessed Veve on my iPhone Safari browser and it looked just like the native app. I was able to load gems using my credit card with no fees at all. 200 gems for $200 US. Could see my Veve wallet with my OMI balance on there, and I might have shed a tear of joy or two seeing my OMI wallet on the iPhone browser. So you don't want to do everything in a day. More is likely to come. Super, super excited about it. And again, if you want to go and the functionality to make an offer on Veve collectibles is available on Immutable X. They just need to enable it. So I hope that does happen in the near future. So I don't think it's a matter of if, I do think it's a matter of when. On Immutable X, I think this is possible. Oh, and one last thing, Veve had posted something's returning, and you see a bunch of stars. So, and it looks like someone's about to go into like hyperdrive. At first I was like, oh, return, as in like return of the Jedi, maybe more Star Wars stuff, maybe we get Princess Leia, maybe we get, whatever Star Wars character you want to throw in there. Stormtroopers, they didn't have really droids yet. Stormtroopers would be cool. Anyway, but then people kept going like, oh, Star Trek, as in returning, because they were at Recur for a while. Y'all remember a couple months ago when I had David on and I said, David, how do we go and we keep licensors excited about Web3 and convince them to come with us when they were just on a failed platform like Recur? And he just says, don't worry about it. We already got it. Getting most. So again, Star Trek. I think some of it they made a bit of money on. obviously Star Wars is crazier popular than, a lot more popular than Star Trek, but it's still cool to have. But that's not what I'm most excited about. Yes, this will be a good first step, releasing, you don't lead with your best. You get Star Trek on there. There's a bunch of Trekkies everywhere. Veve Vibes is a huge one. He'll probably get whatever they throw out Star Trek. And if it's cool, I'll get it too. And I think I still have a Borg cube because that gets huge. Anyway, I'm excited for Care Bears, and I'm excited for Hey Arnold. I'm excited for all this Nickelodeon stuff, which again, there's no confirmation that we have that. It's just David saying we got some of the licenses that were on there, which Hello Kitty would make sense, and Star Trek would make sense because we have them already. But yeah, Nickelodeon. I know Hello Kitty's the #2 IP in the entire world, and that's great. I'll get some Hello Kitty. But for those of us grew up with Nickelodeon, if you're around my age, which according to my YouTube analytics, you most likely are. Oh my God, you have no idea how excited I am. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. Sorry for the super long video. There's just a lot to cover. But please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments good for the YouTube algorithm. And everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. I love you guys. Goodbye. Meow, meow.